Good morning, YouTube. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about whether or not you should bulk or cut as a novice. Now, there's no clear-cut answer with this. Reason being is because this is going to be decided by your starting point. Now, if you are morbidly obese or anorexic, the obvious answer would be you need to change your diet because it is literally life-threatening to be in either of those extremes. However, most people don't live there. So when it comes to the idea of cutting and bulking, these are ideas that have existed due to bodybuilding competition, bodybuilding as a sport, and unless you are a bodybuilder, I think that this concept, this notion is very overstated. It's very unnecessary, to be completely honest with you. Oftentimes I will get new clients or I will meet people who just want to talk to a trainer to kind of ask their questions and get clear feedback on certain ideas and topics, and they'll say, well, I'm planning to bulk for 6 months and I'm planning to cut for 6 months. And I'll look at their physique and I will say this with a lot more professionalism and a lot more tact, but I'll essentially kind of get to the underlying truth that they have never built muscle. They've never lifted consistently for more than 3 months, and the muscle building process is extremely slow when done properly. If you just bulk and think that your workout is going to be perfect, you are tricking yourself. You are just going to get fat, and yes, you will get bigger, but that is not the same as building muscle. So let's go with the opposite direction. If someone is just really, and I mean, this goes like if they've never lifted before and they say to themselves, well, I need to cut because I want to improve how my body looks. If they cut, they will not they're not going to look anything incredible because there's no muscle there. They both run into that same issue. There's just no muscle underneath. And if you were to go too fast with a bulk, you're just going to get fat. And if you cut when you have put on no muscle, what are you going to actually look like? So that's why when it comes to diet changes, when it comes to changing the way you eat, as a novice lifter, someone who is pursuing strength or size, or strength and size, diet is very overstated. To me, it is very troubling when I hear these people who have just discovered fitness a week ago say that novices need to find out their TDEE and they need to find out their maintenance calories and do all these numbers and do all those numbers. Yes, that is useful. Yes, there is going to be a time when you need to do that, but good advice given at a bad time is bad advice. When it comes to the novice lifter, when it comes to them first starting out in the gym, the first thing they need to accomplish is actually getting consistent with the gym. Now, I like to use the metric of 48 to 52 weeks to define consistency. Reason being is because I will often hear friends, clients, associates, acquaintances say that I've been very consistent with the gym, but I'm not seeing a lot of results. And I'll ask them, how long have you been going? And they'll say, oh, I've been going about 3 times a week for 2 months. And to me, I'm just like, good job. Like, that is actually very difficult to do. If you're going from 0 to 2 months, that's great. But I will also remind them, muscle building takes a long ass time, right? Like, it takes a significant amount of time to actually build quality muscle. It's not quick by any means. That's why for me, when I say consistency, when I talk to new clients, when I talk to people just trying to have a fitness consultation, ask these questions, I'll say, have you worked out consistently for a year? And the answer is almost always no. Get that done first, because the reason being, most novice lifters need absolutely zero dietary changes to reach their goals. Let's say, for example, let's take the novice lifter who has never lifted a day in their life and they want to lose some weight. They want to lose some fat. If they just start exercising but maintaining their current dietary habits, for one, they're not going to struggle with their diet nearly as much, because if let's say you make a person not only try to work out 3 times a week, you also make them eat like anywhere between 300 to 500 less calories or more if you have a bad trainer. And now not only are you spending more energy, you're also eating less energy, so now you're just double tired, and you are now compromising your ability to stay consistent. And consistency is the first virtue, the first value that I think novices need to learn. And the way you do that is not by throwing everything into the kitchen sink and trying to make it work. It's really taking the smallest responsibility that you can manage and doing your best with that. If all you can manage right now is that building of that habit of exercising more frequently, just focus on that. And the reason being, the fat loss and the muscle building will take care of itself. You have been living a very sedentary, non-active lifestyle. You have never done program of regular, consistent resistance training, so you will build muscle regardless of your nutrition, because you're just incorporating this new stimulus that is completely novel to your body. You will build muscle, you will lose fat, because you're going from because your starting point is you're not as strong as you could be, you're not as fit as you could be, and lifting weights, working out, you will become more fit, meaning you will burn more fat, and you will get stronger, meaning you will build some muscle. So that's why nutrition for novices, for true novices, is one of the least important things. The reason why I advocate this way is because I want novices to have the lowest amount of variables for them to watch. Novices are very fickle, their goals always go all over the place. The moment things work, they're super excited, but the moment things stop to work, they think that everything is just falling apart, and they need to learn to just keep on going. So if you try to force a novice to not only have a new workout program but also a new dietary program, they're probably going to burn out. They're not used to it. Not to say that they can't do it, it's just on average most will burn out, and that's not good. You want them to reach their goals, and one of the things that they need to do that is to not burn out. And you want to prevent any lack of consistency with this. That's why it's super important that novices really don't need to modify their dietary habits at all to see results. Now, let's go into kind of the weeds of this and kind of actually talk about the practical side of things, right? So what I actually tell my clients is this: maintain your weight. Reason being, weight loss and building muscle are going to take care of themselves, right? So I'll say, and I'll let them know this, I'm just like, eat the same exact thing you're eating now. Make 0 dietary changes. By incorporating just exercise as a novice, you're going to build muscle or you're going to burn fat. Now, some will notice that they will either gain weight or lose weight, or just maintain their weight or lose weight. So for example, like with one of my clients, he started to lose weight and he said, well, I'm not really hungry and I'm eating the same things that I usually eat, but I'm losing weight. And I was like, well, that's a good thing. Like, isn't that wonderful that you're able to lose weight without making a huge dietary change? And then what ends up happening is they start having this more positive attitude towards change, towards the gym, and that allows them to have further down the line more change, more growth, more progress, more possibilities of what they can accomplish. And then with the reverse, they don't see a change in the scale. Their lifestyle, their overall lifestyle is not impacted by any meaningful way, but they've built muscle, they see themselves getting stronger, they see more definition in certain muscle groups, and they're very happy. Isn't that great? The fact that they could do that, and they were able to do so with no dietary modifications. Now after that year or maybe 6 months, depending on where you start, your weight will just stagnate. And at this point, it becomes more relevant to kind of incorporate different nutrition and dietary advices. But I will cover that in a different video. This video is specifically for novices. If you are new to the gym, you do not need to cut. If you are new, there's no muscle for you to reveal. You just need to build some muscle. And if you are a novice who's focused on building muscle, you don't need to bulk. You've never lifted for an entire year. Your muscles will grow just because you are now forcing them to grow. You don't need to add any extra fuel because basically you've been feeding yourself all this fuel for the longest time. Now, like I said, that is for the average person. This does not include those who might be anorexic or obese. So I hope this was clear enough for novices to understand that bulking and cutting for you right now, you with less than a few months of consistency or just starting out today, you do not need to bulk and cut. You just need to work hard for an entire year, get good at that, and then as time goes on, as things start to stagnate, start adding these variables, start adding these modifications, because then it'll be a lot easier to handle after that foundation of consistency has been established. That is it for this video. I'm Karel the King, StanStrength.com. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.